Who was that?
Bill Stewart.
Who?
Bill Stewart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he can't play.
I love his creativity, man.
He has none.
I like how people go nuts because he plays match grip.
Yeah.
But he swings so hard, and the traditional grippers are like, "Oh, what is he doing with match?"
I know.
It works for him.
What's everyone's opinion on that? Now that we're talking about it, I mean, I've heard from a couple different people completely different opinions. People say, oh yeah, it has nothing to do with it, it's all a relic of an older time, and it just gets people in the right state of mind. And I've also heard that there is no way that you can possibly play jazz unless you have the motion that you can get from a traditional grip in your left hand.
Okay, that part, I call that last part you just said, Sam, I call that bullshit, because I use both.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm a traditional guy. I started with traditional, but I use both. But now for me, when I'm playing straight ahead, it's traditional.
Right.
But it's up to the person, because it's all about what works for you. Some people like match, and it feels more comfortable for them because that's the way they started out. Other people like traditional because that's the way they started out. But it's up to you. There's no, to be honest, there's no right or wrong way to play. It's on you. Whatever is most comfortable for you, that's what you do. If you can do whatever some of the jazz greats did with match grip versus traditional, then that's what you do.
Right. I personally
I agree with that. Go ahead, Corey. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I like it when jazz drummers play match grip. I think it's cool. It's like kind of breaking the mold, and most of the time they can play. Like I look at Bill Stewart is one, Ari Honig is another. I think those dudes are two of the most iconic jazz drummers of our time, like today. And it's like, come on with that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You learn how to play using both. And
right.
As far as it goes after that, you use what's most comfortable for you. If you can do whatever you want to do playing match, then do it. If it's traditional, then do it. If it's a combination of both, do it. Because that's what
MJ, what were you saying?
I studied back in the 70s. I studied with a guy named Joe Hunt at Berkeley, who played. It was a great jazz player, and he almost exclusively played jazz. He played match grip. Then I studied with Alan Dawson. He exclusively played traditional. And sometimes when I'm playing straight ahead. It's like, like I want to drag, and then I think, maybe I'll be able to do it better if I switch to traditional. And it's just a feeling, but it's not true. I can do it. I can do the same thing either way, but I'm more natural. I feel more natural playing match grip. So that's what I do mostly.
That's cool. That's cool. You studied with Alan Dawson, man.
Yeah.
One thing I've found is that it just feels like the most important part of drumming is being in the right headspace. And for some, I guess for some cats, like having your hand in a specific style puts you in a specific headspace. So if you learn to play jazz playing traditional, then switching to traditional, you'll say, okay, I know what my language is when I'm in this pose, versus, it's more muscle memory than an actual, it only works if you do it like this. It's just kind of easier shortcuts for your body to remember.
Sam, you're a horn player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that. So it's kind of like you said your sax, or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it's kind of like it would be like someone asks, what about a lacquered or unlacquered horn?
Sure.
For jazz, which one It's kind of like that kind of question.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know, like
So it's
life
like,
or- yeah.
I feel like grip is almost an equipment question. It's like, oh yeah, man, like what grip do you use? Oh, you use that grip. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's
I think it's there's a lot of like traditionalists out there. Especially like marching band stuff, they're not going to allow you to play match grip. But
it depends.
it depends. Well, okay, yeah, it depends on what line you're in, but like I just it's whatever. For me, it's whatever I can get to work.
right.
Whatever I can get my hands to work,
I have a teacher in New York now, and that I go see once in a while. And sometimes when we're doing something, working on a piece of something, I'll start playing traditional, and he'll go, "No, man, play how you play," because he knows that I'm more comfortable playing match.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if traditional is how you want to play at the time, what's wrong with
That's
that?
right. That's right. I agree.
Let's get started.
I thought we already did.
Welcome everyone. Welcome people streaming with us on Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Did we lose somebody? Who did we lose? Sam. Sam jumped off. He's sick of it. He doesn't agree with it. We should be playing traditional. I'm out. All right. Well, hopefully he comes back. Yep. There he is. All right. We're still missing a few. I'm just giving it some time, but we'll let them in as they come in. So hope everyone's having a great week. And thanks for waking up, showing up, being here with us. So I wanted to. We're kind of working on the same thing every week, and so I pulled up those 2 exercises that we started on Monday, and we'll see if we can do a little better. Well, I should rephrase that. Let's see if I can do a little bit better on those. But let's start off with one that we use quite often, just to start off with a little bit of an easier one versus the paradiddle chop challenge and the that 7 accent thing that we're doing. So first, let's start off. I'm gonna play this on my actual drums. Let's play the singles, doubles, paradiddles. What's up, Kevin?
What's up, man?
Long time no see, Kevin.
Hey, how's it going, Nat?
Good.
Good to see you.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, that's Liam, and his dad's a bass player in town, and played with his dad. Played with what's Virgil Donati's band? Kevin.
Planet X.
Planet X. Kevin was playing in Planet X when he was younger, and he's a great jazz player, just a great player. So, anyways, and his son is on par to be a great drummer. So that's Liam over there. Anyways, all right. So, singles, doubles, paradiddles. So this is the kick drum variation challenge thing, warm up thing. Not very hard, but it gets difficult as we go faster. So. Our hands are playing, this is 16th notes, but our hands are playing 8th notes, and then our kick is going in between each stroke. So if we're doing singles, I always separate my singles like this. If we're doing singles, it's like right, left, right, but we're putting our kick in between. So 1 E and a 2 E and a pepperoni. Okay, so we're gonna do a measure of singles, then a measure of doubles. So doubles are, all right, right, left, right, left. Every time I say doubles, people think I mean. That's not what I mean. So in between each stroke. All right, and then so 1 measure of that, then 1 measure of paradiddles. Okay, singles, doubles, paradiddles, 16th notes with a kick in between each stroke. If you guys can't do the kick, or you don't have a kick, or you don't want to do the kick, then just do singles, doubles, paradiddles on your snare as 16th notes. So singles, doubles, paradiddles. repeat. Everybody with me? All right, let's get it. Singles, doubles, paradiddles with a stroke in between. 16th notes. So that's our hand pattern. All right, that's at 70. So we'll start pretty since it's our first one, we'll start pretty slow. Let me get a timer. Oops. And I'm gonna mute all you guys, all right? So we can all hear each other. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Singles, doubles, paradiddles. One more. All right. How'd everybody do? Everybody still with us? Cool. All right.
This is the perfect thing I had my right knee replaced, and this
Oh,
is
God.
this is the first thing to start trying to play the kick on. Just
Oh, man.
I thought you were gonna say like twice as fast, something like that. I wouldn't be able to do it. This is the perfect thing to get me back into it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, awesome. I always mention too that if you guys are bored with this is something you already do. You can do this as triplets and diddle your foot. So, but I'm gonna stick to the single pedal 16th note thing. All right, so here we are at 90. 1, 2, here we go. Halfway there. One more. Ah. Hey. All right. Let's do one more. Okay, hold on. Let me get some coffee. All right, I'm coming alive. That's our hands. 1, 2, here we go. keep looking at the timer and trying to tell you guys we have one more. Here I go. One more. Every single time I try to talk, it messes me up. Every time. All right. So that's our kick drum bass drum thing.
Corey, what was that last tempo?
That's at 110.
Good. Okay, that's where I got to get back. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. That one we can also do like paradiddles and paradiddle diddles. So that's another fun one. You can do that with a lot of different rudiments and all that stuff. So it's really good to get our kick drum going. There's that drum fill that I want, that like Vinny Lick and a bunch of other drummers do, that it's like, you're playing like 16th notes between your hand and your foot. And I'm just not, I just can't do it. So like I can do it like this, but then as soon as I get like one hand, I guess it's a little better with my left. But my right, I mean, I have to like use every fiber of my brain to think about. And if I want to use that in solos, it just doesn't come out. It always starts doing that thing. I start flamming. So, yeah, it's no good. All right. There's these kids like that dude Tosh is really good at that, man. Just like 30-second notes, between his one-handed, twirling with the other hand. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Which one should we do? Let's do that paradiddle chop, since we're on the paradiddles. Let's see. Is this it? No, that's not it. We'll get to that one after. Where is it? Here it is. Shout out to Nicole Casino. So we've been working on this. We've been like kind of visiting this every week. We haven't been able to do the continuous version of this. We tried it on Monday, I believe, but it's pretty simple though. It's just, if you think about the sticking and what we're doing here, it's just taking two different rudiments and using them in different ways. Paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle. And you're accenting the first note of that rudiment. So paradiddle, single paradiddles here, then paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Then you repeat that. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Then you go down here to paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Then you do paradiddles for a measure, but you repeat it, so twice. This is where it gets hard. So we have this no problem. I think all of us have this no problem. But this is paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 stop. There's a repeat here, but it's not really relevant until we do continuous. Paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 stop. That's the hard part. And then that paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle is what we were using as our chop last week. Paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 stop. So paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 stop. I had to just repeat this thing. I had to repeat this pattern. Paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, up to here. I had to repeat that over and over and over and over and over again until it like sunk in. But then it started turning into a cool. It starts turning into a cool lick, So when I start thinking about it in terms of that, it makes it a lot friendlier for me to wrap my head around it. I hate when basic stuff like paradiddle rudiment stuff. Actually, I love it. I love it when paradiddle stuff like that challenges me. So let's try to get through it once. And by let's, I mean let me try to get through once, and then we'll come down to the repeat part. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do these diddles for 2 measures at the top before we get ready to start this paradiddle chop out challenge. Are we ready? Let's do it. These are all, even our diddles are 16 notes at the top. So that's at 90. Let's see if we can get it at that tempo. Okay. 1, 2, starting with those piano diddles. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Paradiddles. All right, who made it? Everyone? Cool. Good. It's good to see. Okay, we're making progress. Okay, so let's move down to this one now. Same thing. Start with the diddles. 2 measures, but then we're not going to repeat that, obviously. So we're gonna play that same exercise. When we get down to here, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle. Then we had those 3 paradiddles at the end. We're gonna actually do 4. On this first ending, we have paradiddle, 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 and then we start the diddles again on our right lead. All right, and then this repeat is actually we can acknowledge that repeat and then start over. So it basically just loops us to this, but and so that's good because it does a left-handed paradiddle right here, and then we just finish it out with diddles. So we're gonna do it as written. So first, second, third ending, and then we'll end on 4 on the 4th time around. So we'll do this 4 times through. Let's give it a shot, and forgive me if I mess up, but let's a little bit faster. Starting with those diddles at the top. 2, ready, go. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Paradiddles. One, 2, here we go. Paradiddles. One, 2, here we go. Ah. Ah. Paradiddles. Here's the last time before we do that. Ready, go. Paradiddles. One, 2, last time. Yeah, did an extra paradiddle at the end, but yeah. How'd everyone do? Okay. What's the struggle here?
For me, I think I just need to print the paper out because I'm trying to like squint and look at the screen and like read the sticking, and it's like it's getting into my head. Like I can mentalize it, but when I like try and put it on the paper, it's tripping me up.
Yeah.
Same here.
I keep forgetting. Well, this is actually on the Zildjian website. This is a level 2 warm up from Nicole Casino. So it's and it has video accompaniment too. So, but I didn't post this in the chat on Instagram, but maybe I should. But it's yeah. I'll try to share the link for this so that we're not like getting in a copyright, even though this is free material. Yeah. Website and all that stuff right after this. So yeah, this is a fun one. This is a cool one too. Oh, am I getting robot style? Am I like glitching? Oh, everybody's back. Okay. Okay, my internet sucks over here. So we should take this a step further and what natify this nat. So doing the flams instead of the accents, doing the diddles and instead of the accents, and then all that stuff. You know, can you guys hear me? Out. I would say.
You just froze on my end.
What?
Let's run this one more time at a little faster time. Everybody look at it and be able to work on it, and then run it again on Friday and try to get it. Oh man, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You froze. You froze on us, Corey.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I had to go based off my phone. The internet here sucks. Sorry about that. I was saying that since everybody's having trouble, I was gonna run that one again, but since everybody's having trouble seeing that one, let's. I'll try to post the link, and then we'll run it again on Friday, and we'll try to pick up our tempo and all that stuff. So, am I glitching super bad?
Every now and then.
It's irritating.
A little bit of robot going on.
Yeah. Okay. Last one here. This is again from Zildjian. This one's hard for me. Might not be hard for some of you guys. This one we did on Monday. This one is already natified. So this is the thing in 7. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Then flam that. So the first measure again, accents 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Then you'd flam that. So this one's weird. So of course it's in 7. You can count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. The way that I've been making it easier, we were talking about on Monday, is counting 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. What we can do is take it 4 measures. So do the accent first, break, do the flams next, break, then do the flam, like kind of the like flam tap version, I guess you can say. break, and then the diddles. That's a wait. Oh. Yeah, that's the last measure. So let's take it from the first one. And we can try to repeat that. I can try to repeat that. Let's see. Let's take off that. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I do this. These off times. Let's do that slower too. These are eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Repeat. I'm out. We're only doing the first 4 bars too, by the way. There's no repeat written, but if you guys didn't hear me, that if you're lost. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. That's good. Okay. This one's it's confusing a little bit. At least for me, it is. Let's try the flam one. So same thing, just a flam instead of an accent. You're still actually playing the accent. And we were talking about last on Monday that when you get to the second half, when you're doing the grouping of 3 at the top, then it starts alternating. Right, left, left, right. Or right, left, left, right, left. Right, left, left, right. So the beginning one, and then the second one. It's a little bit confusing to understand, but everybody still with me? Everybody getting this? Is this going over everybody's head? Am I just talking like? All right, let's keep it. Let's go. I'm having some weird. Oh yeah, there we go. Flams. So now the second group, 4 bars. Oops. The starting from here and ending here and repeating. Okay. On the flams. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I go. Ah. That's good. I keep getting lost on the turnaround here. So when we do two of the groupings of four at the back to back, you know, because it's not meant to repeat. That's what's throwing me off. So it's too early for this one. All right, let's go to the next grouping. So now we're
It's not even Monday.
I know. Blah, blah. So yeah. All right, let's try it. Next four. Good. 1, 2, ready, go. Ah. Oh my gosh. Here I go. Not happening today for me. It's not happening for me today. I kind of need to do it from the top too. 1.
So this next section is just adding a double on every flam, right?
So you're
Essentially?
playing so you're doing you're playing a diddle on the first note and the second note. So basically like yeah, so and flamming too. So
Okay.
that's the first two notes. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, the first four notes. And the second one.
Easy peasy.
And then yeah, so yeah, it's a little bit bananas. All right, so I'll try to post this one too. This is also on this is also on the Zildjian website, so I'll try to post the links to both of these. Yeah, this one has a whole page to it of different things. Like I was talking about this one last week or Monday. This one's cool too. It's just adding diddles. It's doing the same pattern, the same accent pattern, but adding like a note in between, 16th note in between. And you're adding that diddle to that. Then you're making this like a 7-stroke roll, and then you're diddling all of them except for the accent. That's a cool one. This one's similar to what we were doing before. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. This is a double paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, 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 double paradiddle. Awesome stuff, but difficult. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ones on here that, you know, again, video accompaniment. They do this. They don't have a tempo on here, but you should see how fast they start with these. It's like stupid marching band stuff. All right, guys. So, yeah, it's gonna be it for warm up stuff. Sorry, I couldn't get through that last one. It's just some days it happens and some days it does. So, how's everybody's week going? What's everybody up to? So, anybody that's in California, like in SoCal, there's a shed every Friday that's happening outdoors. It's pretty. It's cool, but it's Am I frozen again?
Oh, you're up.
Okay. It does get a little competitive. It does get a little I don't know. It's not a drum brigade shed, so it's like the attitude.
Drum battle-y?
Yeah, it gets a little drum battle-y. It gets a little like I want to go against that guy, kind of vibe. And
Yeah, I
so
want to prove my worth, man. I can play better than any of you guys.
it really gets like that. It gets like, I want him to come to this shit. I want to show him what's up, It's like, come on, dude. So, but it's still really cool that there's a community out there that's tired of not shedding together. So, it's happening in Oceanside. None of you guys are out here though. You guys are all. Sam, where are you at?
I'm in LA.
Oh, you're in LA. Okay. Yeah, some guys come from LA.
Close, but not close enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Oceanside is pretty far from you. So I don't know if I'm gonna go this week there. Yeah, I might. I don't like shedding though. Especially when it's that attitude. I do like shedding with my friends, but
When it's competition, like that, for me, it's like, what's the point?
Go
Because
ahead.
I mean, the lick. Okay, so you can play the lick. The lick don't get you gigs.
So now you would be I was thinking about you when I went on last Friday. You would be ripping all of these dudes apart because it's a lot of it's all younger guys. Like I'm probably the oldest guy that's going, and now I'm like the old wise guy that's like showing up, and they're like, we can learn a lot from you, and I'm just like, I don't know any of those licks you guys are doing, but it's a different breed of drummers, man. Their whole world is revolving around what they can bring to the shed and not what they can bring to like a gig or bring musically. It's all these guys. I don't want to sound like I'm talking bad about these guys because these guys all have amazing, abilities, but a lot of them, they're missing like some fundamentals and some vocabulary, and it's all
They're misguided.
it's all just a million mile an hour, licks, combos, and it's like video game combos, it's just
I
there's
don't
no
think it's
sense.
too far off from the mental idea of that. I think it's the same kind of like drive to push the numbers higher and higher and higher and higher.
Right. And so when a guy there was like me and two other guys that are like gigging, working musicians, and the difference was like our hands, our dynamics, where they are just like full on, as full volume, as hard as you can go, as fast as you can go.
Yes.
Right from the get-go. And so when somebody else is like building phrases, like my buddy Kevin, who came in and hosted one of these one time, he's building, phrases, and he's building stuff, and it makes sense. He's telling a story and then the next guy goes and it's just, and then Kevin's like dynamic, and it's like, it's melodic, and it's like, dude, I'm not saying he's better. I'm just saying like, if there's a difference. And then those guys are like, wow, man.
I feel like that's always been the young musicians, trap. You know what I mean? Like, as you get better and as you get faster as a young player, all of a sudden, all of these worlds are open to you. You feel like you got to do everything as fast as possible. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Oh, well,
and then
yeah.
it takes that moment of like, wait a minute, I'm playing all this stuff, but I'm playing nothing. I feel like every player has to come to that point on their own where they say, nothing that I'm playing is very interesting, even if it's technically impressive.
But the problem with that, Sam, and you're right, but the problem with that nowadays is that's what you're seeing on social media. That's what you're seeing all over YouTube. That's what the kids are seeing, and that's what they think is what's going to get them hired, when it's exactly the opposite.
Exactly.
But, they see Chris Dave doing it. They see Dennis Chambers doing it. They see Aaron Spears. They see all these guys doing that stuff, and they think that's what's going to get them gigs. Now, on social media, it's gotten some people endorsements and stuff and that kind of thing because they got followers, and the companies are in the business of selling. But as far as actual gigs, if you start looking at those guys, the young guys' discographies that have all the YouTube followers and they're having endorsements, but then you start looking at their bios, they got nothing.
You said discographies, and then you correct yourself, said bio, because you're right. Some of them don't have discographies.
Yeah, they don't have discography. They have nothing.
It's a whole new like framework.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the guys that you mentioned though, like Aaron Spears and Chris Dave and all those guys. Those dudes know, like even Tony Royster and those guys like know how to turn that off and play their gig.
I was gonna say that.
But then it's like it's the other guys like
Yeah, but see,
like Eric Moore. These guys.
Hold on. Yes, those guys do know how to turn it on and turn it off. But when you see the videos, what's highlighted is all the licks. It's not the groove playing. So that's what's influencing the kids. And you're right. Those
But it's
guys
not even. It's not even the groove or their pocket. It's it's facility. It's knowing your rhythmic scale, knowing that there's other notes besides 16-note triplets and 30-second note triplets, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
And knowing dynamics.
You're right, but see, the kids don't see the other side of it. They don't see the phrasing. They don't see the dynamics. Right. All they see is that, oh wow, he played that. Like, did you hear that? I gotta get that. That's all they get.
I noticed that a lot of these dudes don't have hands at all. Like they have all these combos and they have a sound. They have as many combos as you can imagine, but they don't really have any fundamentals. But then they're still playing like rudiment combos and different.
But they don't
variations.
Yeah. The problem is they don't know they're playing that.
The biggest problem is this. The biggest problem that I noticed is this: that they know the licks, they don't know the subdivisions. So they know how it feels at a million miles an hour, but they don't really know how to play that as a different subdivision. They don't know how to play that as different notation. They don't know how to play that it's rocky like that. So then they're missing the time and they're not slowing it down.
When you listen to these guys, if you notice when they're playing those licks, everything is straight up and down. It doesn't matter what style of music they're playing. When they go into their lick ends up being straight up and down, square. It doesn't. If they're playing an R&B groove, it doesn't have an R&B lilt to it. If they're playing a Latin groove, it doesn't have a Latin lilt to it. It's when they go into that lick, it's just straight up and down, and it is what it is. There's no musicality behind it. They just know that lick fits, and so they play it. How many notes can I get this space?
I wonder if that comes from not playing out as much with real people as opposed to spending time in the shed and say, man, I'm sitting here and I'm working on the stuff that I'm working on and I'm working with the metronome and not really feeling it in context and say, well, okay, what are other people around me doing? And how does what I'm playing fit into there's no framework for that when you're practicing on your, with a metronome.
Well, for the young kids, no. You're right. They don't have a framework. They don't know if that lick is actually going to work on a gig or in whatever music they're going to be playing. They just know it works for them by themselves.
Right. They can execute it in a vacuum.
Yeah. Once you get out in the real world and start playing and you try to play that lick and you haven't tried to play it with people, you get everybody looking at you like, okay, where's one?
I think a lot of these guys, they're, like I said, their whole focus, their whole goal, their whole purpose of practicing is to show up at a shed and be able to be like, to first of all, hold your own and be able to, be able to jump in and not get kicked off the drums. That's their whole thing, their whole focus. I mean, I've been like that when I first started shedding, my practice changed to like, what can I bring to the shed next week? Instead of like, hey, I got to prepare for my gig, or I want to get good at this style, or whatever it is. It's just a different world, It's just, I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's like, if that's what your thing is, it's, that's what your thing is. If you're a competitive video gamer and you only play one game so that you can win this competition.
Like you just said, it's not right or wrong. The only right or wrong part about it is knowing when and when not to use it. Yeah. Because a lot of guys don't know when or when not to use it.
Well, the issue is
discretion is everything.
The issue is too, though, like, my practice regimen is not geared toward what can I bring to the shed. So when I show up, then that's when they're told, and like I'm going into their world like, oh man, like what was that? I don't have all these super fast, kick drum variation licks. I have some, but like mine are useful for like playing music, putting this into a song,
But that's just it. Yours have a purpose. yours has a musical purpose for gigs and stuff. Theirs isn't quite there yet. Theirs is just drum mystically done. It's just
Well-
for drums. It's not necessarily for a gig or for music. They're just trying to impress people.
It was cool. It was really like, you know, I liked being there. I like seeing the talent. These younger guys are they have a lot of, you know, facility, but it still is like it's what we were talking about with Greg Hutchins, man. Like that, you know, like have some vocabulary, have some like phrasing, learn some literacy on the drums, like,
Right?
but don't just show up with all these licks and copying each other. You know, do that. That's fine at a shed, but like, you know, none of these guys are gigging out and playing. Like it's all about just bettering themselves in that facility. So that's cool. I mean, it's just, I guess I'm just an old guy now.
I mean,
Well,
not
it's-
to say that you're an old guy, Corey, but I do think that with social media and the way that, you know, new music is exposed to these young kids, you see you're on your phone, you see a 6-second clip, and if you've got 6 seconds to show, you know, okay, I want people to know that I'm doing your thing, you know, the natural human thing is to say, okay, well, I'm going to show my most impressive thing. And when people are just
Yep.
going through and seeing these tiny clips of, you know, these impressive licks outside of context, you know, you kind of get this sense of, oh, that's what the drums are. That's what I have to be able to do in order to be relevant, in order to be viable. And it really is kind of dangerous to have, you know, just unlimited access to, you know, everything I mean, not dangerous, but it's
like
there's
when
definitely a shift.
Yeah.
I posted a clip of my blues gig, and I felt weird posting it because all it is just a groove. It's
Right.
just a simple groove, and I'm like, well, this has nothing to do with what everybody else is posting, but okay, this is my gig.
That's the difference though. That's I don't know if you guys know who Seth Albin is, but he's like a motivational speaker, and he's an author, a bunch of books, business books and all that stuff, but he talks about that exact thing. Posting, sharing things that only people want you to post. And that makes you kind of a hack because you're only doing what other people want you to do. But if you're posting something that's your genuine art, that makes you an artist. And he doesn't use using hack in a negative or derogatory way. He was just like, that's like what society has built, you know, that you get a job, you keep your mouth shut, you put your head down and you do your job so that the manager's happy. And that's the mold that you have to fit in. But then artists are like, no, I want to create something, whether people like it or not, you know? And so that's the difference. That's where I had a shift, a paradigm shift, where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to try to post licks that like Tosh would do or JD Beck would do or any of these, because I'm not that guy. That's not the drummer I am. And I want to be creative. And for me, be creative and post stuff that, you know, I want to impress people, but we all do. But I also want to be true to myself, you know. So
Well, see, I always go back to what the Godfather said. And like, if you want to make money, 2 and 4 is where it's at. All those licks and stuff, that ain't gonna get you hired.
yeah,
And it's been the case. I've seen it.
I gotta go, guys. Appreciate y'all. Nice to be back with you. See you
Welcome
soon.
back.
Go back, MJ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
yeah, man. All right, let's end it with that. You know, that's a good way to end it. I'm a fan of both sides, though. I'm a fan of the 2 and 4, and I'm a fan of the licks. When you got a drummer that can do both.
Oh, dude,
No.
there's nothing like going and shedding with Ron Bruner Jr. and getting your ass handed to you on a plate.
Exactly. That's how it is. That's how the shed is too. These guys, you know, the dude that's leading this he's shed with all those guys, and so he's coming and he's trying to help out the community in a different way, you know. And his way is like it's more like a sparring match. You know, you spar with somebody that's better than you, so that you rise to you rise up. Whereas
Sheds have become fight clubs.
it's literally how it is. It's Drum Fight Club.
It used to be called cutting heads. I don't know if they still use that term, but like back in the
That's
day-
true. That's true.
Yep, cut in. Yep.
Yeah, there's a cat here in New York. Man, I forgot his name, but ridiculous piano player and ridiculous drummer. And he has a shed and he does stuff like that. He came to one jazz jam that I was playing, and I'm just there like, you know, barely swinging, just doing just little weird, you know, barely swinging, trying to hold it on with the bass player. And he comes up to me. He's like, bro, man. He's like, I love what you did here. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I assumed he was just a keyboard player. He gets on after I did. When I talk about, oh my God, this guy blazed and just went super nuts and crazy, like Elvin Jones style. But like before that, you know, he didn't say, oh man, you could have done this better. You could have done that. Like I went up to him and I was like, bro, you are way better than I am. But he's like, no, man. He's like, you got your own thing. I like the way you swing and this and that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play again instead of like not even like leaving. Sometimes, you know.
Right.
So
that's the approach that I like to try to. That's why I'm so big on the acceptance, belonging type of thing. Yeah. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to play either. You obviously can play drums, and but I don't like the idea of like, man, you're just not up to par. You need to get off. It's like, dude, like I put in work too,
Yeah,
So
I've been in spots also where like there's a keyboard player who's a phenomenal keyboard player, but if the drummer's he's not feeling the drum or something, he'll get up he'll get up and just like tell another piano player to get on and play.
Yeah,
like
I've seen that at Smalls and like places like that.
Yeah,
where it's crazy. There is no chance I'm jumping on the drums at Smalls or any of those New York clubs, though, man. I can't.
That stunts the people's growth.
Yeah,
they're not
100%
on your level.
100%.
Yeah, we're all trying to meet a goal or something, but like we didn't start the race at the same time. So why should I finish the race at the same time you did?
Exactly. And like, I love the idea of like, even a lot of my beginner students, there's stuff, or like a beginner drummer, there's stuff you can still learn from them. Like, oh, that's a cool sound. I never thought about it like that. That's not. I used to have this student that was like an intermediate drummer at best, and he was developing a sound, like the way he hit the drums. He was already developing that without knowing, and he had a really nice sound, and I would tell him that, like, man, you have a way you need to hone in on that. You have a way of hitting the drums, a way of touching drums. All right, man. Yeah, I gotta actually run too, but I love all these discussions. Anyways, guys, thanks for chopping and coffeeing with us this morning, and thank you guys for everybody that's live streaming with us. And so, any questions or anything, just hit me up. I'll try to remember to post that link to this sheet music right now. And guys, I'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks again.
Cool. See you Friday.